Well, hey, folks, how's everybody been doing? Hey, I got to do it again, right? Doggone it. I was discriminated against the other day because of the color of my skin. Was treated very rudely by a black woman who was at a counter at a doctor's office, and so much wanted to say, what is it? Is it that I'm fat? Is it that I'm disabled? Or is it just that I'm white and you just got one more white guy you don't want to deal with today? But I didn't go there. But I got to thinking, right? I like to watch TV because I am disabled. And, well, let's look at things, right? Um, our blacks continue to do nothing but moan and groan. But they're 13 to 15% of the population. So why is all I see on TV and the movies black people? Why are so many blacks in government? Why are there so many black sheriffs? Why are there so many black people getting beat up by cops, but there's so many black sheriffs running the departments? If you take the whole LBGTQA community combined, they're under 5% of the population. Yet, is there a show that comes on, a new show, where a man doesn't have a husband or a woman have a wife, and normally they're interracial? No, I don't have the interracial breakdown. But hey, like it or not, the population of this country is over 75% people with my color skin tone. It just is what it is. But see, because I choose to just call myself an American, I don't box myself out of anything or push other people away. So if other people would just live their lives and just be American, and the ones that don't want to share the values with us, that push themselves in there to our country, that think they're going to change who we are as a people and a nation, that's why we have the right to bear arms. Their asses are out. And, you hear these idiot women on The View, right? You don't need an AK-15. They are 15 to hunt. The founding fathers didn't give us right to bear arms to hunt, you dumbass. They gave us the right to bear arms so that the government got out of line and got too powerful. We'd have some kind of means to stand up and fight against it. They didn't know way back then that the government was going to have weapons that are way past what we could get. Back then a musket was a musket. So there you go. But I just don't get it. Why does everybody got to be so disproportionate? So I understand back in the day. So I will say, yeah, seems a little Hispanic. Yeah, they seem like they're a little short on representation. Yeah, Asian, you seem a little short on representation. But everybody else, you're way out of frickin' whack, and I'm way too low. And everything about me is supposed to be bad. And when I'm treated bad by someone of another race, and I know damn well it's because of the color of my skin, I can't stand on that. And make an issue and pound my fist and say, find another person that looks like me to wait on me, because they'll treat me with respect. The respect you're going to demand me to treat you with. If I was behind the counter, you'd play that frickin' race card. But just remember, at least when you watch, especially this police thing, right? If a white cop beats up a black guy, you'll hear, and that white officer beat up an African American. But if it's a black cop beating up a black guy, all you'll hear about is the officer may have used excessive force against the subject and everything is under investigation. And then they'll pan the shot to what? Yet again, one more black chief of police. So, there it is. That's what the facts are. The facts. It is what it is, right? You get on Trump for what he says and how he talks. I'll say it to you, okay? One of our nation's biggest cities, Chicago, is what? It's a freaking shithole, okay? Any given weekend, what they got? Close to 100 shootings every weekend. It's a shithole. What's running it, right? Obama's buddy, Rahm Emanuel, right? Bunch of black chief of police and all this other shit. And now I get it. But remember, the whole thing with immigrants. You had to apply for immigration. Do you not remember that? I went to school. I remember civics. I remember some of this shit. Can you believe that? And I'm this old and remember it. And then you had to learn English so everybody could communicate. Then you had to pledge the allegiance to the United States and the flag. Then you had to denounce the beliefs you were leaving behind, because there was a reason you were leaving something behind. It wasn't to bring what you had somewhere else over here and set up a little subculture until you had enough babies that you outnumbered the naturalized citizens, and then you changed the country and changed the Constitution and put everything your way. Like kind of what's been, they damn near got that going on in Sweden right now. All right, you're getting the high levels. Look it up, Google it. High levels of rape and shit. Because what? From your Middle Eastern countries, women are less than citizens. So if a gang got, 5 or 6 guys leave a bar, and they see a lone woman, they want to beat the shit out of her and rape her. It's no big deal. That's what they do. That's how they were brought up. So they go to Sweden, they act the same way and say, what the hell you think you're doing trying to take me to jail? I ain't putting up with this shit. So what happens? Well, as soon as they outnumber the natural Swedens, then they'll just change the laws and the women will have no rights again. So you've got to watch this shit. If you have immigrants come in, you have to denounce, just like the church, right? You have to denounce Satan. That's part of the church. You have to denounce Satan's and the teaching of Satan. You don't come in, you don't sneak in there as a Satanist and then try to spin the issues. And that's what we got going now. And God help these women. I need prayer more than anybody, but God help these confused women because they've been taught their whole life, right? Darling, it's not your body when you have a baby inside you. Because you have what? A baby inside you. You have what? Another life inside you. So it's not your body. It's not your health care being denied. It's another life that will never be created again, like a fingerprint. Once God puts a stamp on a life in the DNA code, that's it. It's one of a kind. So I'm sorry, yeah. Did you have choice? Yeah. You had choice when you went to the bar and you just had one too many drinks and you just wanted that whatever to take you home and pound you against the wall, and you didn't take the appropriate measures to make sure you didn't get pregnant. I've always said, if men got pregnant, we wouldn't have abortion and we wouldn't have all these unwanted pregnancies. Because a man is a man, he's analytical. He don't want to get pregnant. He's going to take the steps to make sure it doesn't happen. A woman's going to say, well, if I get pregnant, it's your fault. And you need to pay me if I want to keep it till he's 18. And if I want to kill it, you ain't got no say-so in it. And if I want to go to Planned Parenthood to get a pap smear and I'm pregnant, and I say, I don't know what to do. And they say, why don't you kill the damn thing? I say, well, how about an ultrasound? How about showing me what's really there at 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks? Oh, no. We don't provide you an ultrasound. We won't do it. Really? Come on, you little, especially, right? Especially the poor little girls that don't have to tell their parents first anymore. Come on, doesn't common sense tell you if they're hiding something from you? How'd you like that? That's got to be hell to take a job at Planned Parenthood. And they say, what is it going to be I'm going to be doing? And they say, well, you're going to be the one in the back room that after we dismember the unborn child and remove it piece at a time from the woman's vagina, you're going to piece those arms and legs and feet and hands and head and neck and chest. You're going to have to piece all those pieces together like a jigsaw puzzle, because if we've missed something, the poor woman could get an infection and the infection could kill her. So hey, I've always said, no, I can't take them all, but I'll take the first one. Nobody's ever called me up on, nobody's ever called my bluff on that one. They just kill it. Don't call my bluff and give it to me. And don't call the father's bluff that says, you want to kill it? Just carry it. Give it to me. Me and my family will take it. No, don't give him any legal rights, right? So there it is. It's just God is not happy. It's got to be called out. I'm an unholy man. I live a bad life more than I live a good life. But the Lord said, if the people who are called by my name will call out to me and acknowledge that it's me pressing my heel on them, that it's me crushing them down because I'm not happy, and turn from their evil ways and seek me, then I will forgive them and heal their land. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's not global warming, it's God. He's fed up. It's not much time left. I may very well see it in my lifetime. It's pretty simple to figure out. All the tattoos are on the board, and we'll leave with stupid shit, right? Like even down here in dumbass Florida where I live now, we have fires every year, nothing like California, but, you know, because it gets dry and it gets hot and all that crap like it does there. But we do controlled burns, so the fires don't go nuts. You know, things like the redwoods in California, it's illegal to burn them. It's illegal to do a controlled burn. So then all of a sudden they got 9,000 gazillion acres on fire, and we're supposed to jump in and take care of it for them because they didn't weed out the root. Obviously, if the forests are so dense that these huge fires are created on a regular basis, then obviously these forests are not in danger of disappearing and don't need to be protected. They need to be like any other forest. They need to be thinned out. It's no different than dethatching your lawn, for crying out loud. You can't just let stuff get old and brittle and let it grow thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. You know, so they'll say, oh, some idiot threw a cigarette butt out of his car. And then boom, before you know it, right? 500,000 acres. Okay, well, what the hell do you think happens if a lightning bolt hits? Just saying. So it's all the same crap everywhere. But, you know, I say, hire American, buy American. Everybody crying the blues. Oh my God, we'll have to pay more because we can't get shit from Mexico. What, nobody else makes it? Oh, China, we'll have to pay more. What, nobody else makes it? Oh, we're tired of all that. Well, we can't make it here? So we can all pay more, and we've had no inflation for like 20 frickin' years. We could stand a little inflation to meet all our needs here. But, you know, I mean, I got you. We got no unemployment now. We're at 3%. So we'd have to find some workers to man these plants to build this stuff that we need. But I mean, it's too funny. It's too funny listening to all the bullshit. Oh my God, the American consumer's going to suffer. No, it's the Mexican economy's going to suffer without the American greenback. It's the Chinese economy's going to be missing 500 billion. It just is what it is. And since we're the biggest producer now of oil and natural gas in the world, anytime we wanted to, we could just go on ahead and flood the market and bankrupt the rest of the world. But only by the grace of God and the kindness of the people of the United States, we don't do that. So it's time for the world to give us the respect we got coming. They have all these social programs for their citizens because they don't have to do things like pay for defense because we do it for them. You know, we do so many things for people. I'll close with the one. It was the little high school girl did her thesis, high school, and said, you know, I did the math. For half the money that illegal immigration costs the United States, every citizen could have a free 4-year college education. But all we want to do is hear about what the tariffs are going to cost, what the wall is going to cost, not the billions and the billions and the hundreds of billions and billions and billions and billions and billions for these people to be floating around to earn citizens who knew? I didn't know. You're not a citizen. You go get food stamps. You get Social Security. You send your kids to school. Who in the hell knew? I thought, hell, it's so different when you're illegal. They find a way to do all this shit. Hell, I got a library up the street that I can't use because it's at a county line, and I got to show my freaking ID. But now they want to pay. Now they want to raise hell if you got to show picture ID to vote. Give me a freaking break. But anyway, I'm done. It's over with. I've ranted for today. But the bullshit's the bullshit. If the country's 75% Caucasian, and the country is 95% heterosexual, and the country is 15% black, and everybody else is less. The Hispanic is about the same as the black. I don't know where the Asian come in. Well, then, okay, right. You want equal representation? Well, then that's what I should see on TV. That's what I should see in the movies. That's what I should see as news anchors. That's what I should see as police chiefs. That's what I should see as mayors. That's what I should see as governors. And I don't. And I don't. And Hispanics will stick for the Hispanics. Arabs will stick with the Arabs. The blacks will stick with the blacks. But the whites will stick with anything but the whites. That's why there's all this interracial stuff. I get that. You meet somebody of another race, you're attracted, you fall in love. Hey, that's great. But when I see these kids at the school bus, it's 90, 100%. Come on, it makes no sense. And I have read that there now of there's actually certain plans. It's planned and it's got a good foothold over in Europe and shit. And the whole idea of this interracial stuff is they want to eliminate races, period. So don't just laugh and say there won't be any more white people. Well, there won't be any more black people. There won't be any more Mexicans. There won't be any more Muslims. Well, Muslims are religion, that doesn't count. But there won't be any more Indians because we'll all be so freaking intermixed that nobody will know what in the hell they are. It'll be like, as people, we'll be like I went and got my last 2 dogs at the pound. I said, well, what am I getting? Well, we think they're mostly this and that, and that's what we're all going to be. Well, we got an idea that due to their facial structure and their skin tone that you're probably, got a majority of 4 or 5 different things in here, but everybody's going to be a Heinz 57, and that doesn't help either. So the only thing I say is save the innocent blood. I get it. Now you're even bitching about heartbeat bills. Like, what? Something's got a heartbeat. It's not its own life. It's got a separate heart. Give me a break. Right? You see a tadpole in the water swimming away? Is it a frog? No. If you stepped on it, did you kill it? If you step on the tadpole, did you kill something? Yep. You didn't kill a frog. Well, I guess you did kill a frog because it would have become a frog. But you killed the tadpole. So just remember, upon conception, right, you got the sperm and the egg. And until fertilization, you got nothing. And you're good. You got nothing there. So you can use contraception. But once you conceive, at the moment of conception, Almighty God, at that point, stamps a one-time and one-time only DNA code on that life, never to be repeated again. It's already decided its tendency to be tall, short, fat, thin, smart, stupid, bald. It's all there. Do your own research. It's all there. It's like a fingerprint. Right at conception. As soon as it starts dividing, the DNA code is put in there. So when you snuff that out, you snuff out something that's never ever going to happen again. It's a one-time shot for that particular code. So good job. Just for wanting to go to a bar and screw whoever you want to, and let the semen run down your legs instead of taking protection. I got more respect for women than that. It's time they had a little bit more respect for themselves and how they act half the time. And like one of the gals was saying, I forget which one it was, and she made a lot of sense. She says, it's just, it's forced upon women that just because they're women, they're expected to vote pro-abortion. And this was a pro-life woman that was speaking, and she says, I don't appreciate it any more than you expected me to vote Democrat because I'm a woman, because they're pro-abortion, any more than the Democrats assume the black vote because they keep the black people on welfare and food stamps to be dependent to vote one more cycle rather than the tools to get the hell off everything. Yeah, my case is over. I'm retired. I would have been retired at this age now anyway, but yeah, I did my years of working hard, blew out both shoulders and my back, and life happens, okay? But hey, there it is. Did my time, paid my time, hit my age, and that's a whole different deal. But once you understand the government keeps all of us at each other's throats while they sit in the room and laugh. Because don't say Donald Trump is rich and he's an evil bastard. Joe Biden's rich. Joe Biden at one time was all anti-abortion. Barack Obama's rich. He still thinks he's the first black president. But his parents were mixed. Give it a break. He was the first mixed president. And who knows, right? If you go far enough back, probably everybody like me has got black in them somewhere, and probably everybody here that's black has probably got white in them somewhere. So it's this whole, the one drop of blood rule, give me a freaking break. But anyway, I don't know if anybody's going to watch any of this or give a shit, but people, it's thought-provoking, nobody cares, and I can't ever vote Democrat because the Democratic Party platform is in the platform to kill the baby. It's in the platform. Read it. And even though nothing much changes, it seems like they're trying now in the Republican platform is always the protection of that life. And we all learn. What was the first line of the whole damn thing we learned in school? That we're all endowed by our Creator with the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the very first one we try to snuff away for our convenience is life. So if we're going to snuff the innocent life, then just dismantle the country. Let's just all split up into different tribes. Instead of having the United States, let's just all be different tribes, like they got there with the Taliban and all that shit, and let everybody do their own freaking ass thing. And if you piss me off, I'll pull my gun off my hip and shoot you like the old West. And if you don't like me, you do the same thing, and then everybody's happy. But that's what they want nowadays, and now what the hell else was it? In closing, YouTube is going to censor certain kinds of speech. Who knows? Maybe they'll censor this one. Well, guess what, right? I got a First Amendment right to free speech. If you don't like what I got to say, you can turn me off. You can't shut me off. But you can't shut me off. You can't shut off my channel, Google. So keep pushing it. You're big enough, Google. They'll bust your ass up. Facebook, you're big enough. They're going to bust your ass up. You know why they're going to bust your ass up? Because you're infringing on First Amendment rights. Doesn't matter if you don't like what I say. You can't shut down my right to say it anywhere I want to say it. And it's not your job to prove with what I'm saying is true or not. That's up to the dumbasses like me that watch it. Okay. Over and good night. God bless the United States. God has a name. His name is Jesus Christ. So in closing, we'll just hope that you'll remember that there's only one way out of here. Because all have sinned and fell short of the glory of God. And we're all going to die. And there's only one that made it through perfect. One that went to the grave and rose again. And it's only by the hope of that we have any hope at all. For without that, we might as well indulge everything and be Ted Bundy. And remember, passing the church basket, it's not in there. Give us that almighty 10%. give us that money. Give us that money. It's just not in there that way. For the right, it says, give us a heart. Give as the Lord leadeth, as the heart leadeth, for the Lord loves a cheerful giver. So that just is what it is, and it also says in Scripture how the money is ought to be spent. So it's all gotten screwed up, and we're all screwed up. And I lost my train of thought, so that means I've gotten screwed up. Because when I get on my soapbox, sometimes I kind of lose a little bit of the train of thought of, and I'll ramble because some of the most important stuff comes then. But it's the Lord Jesus Christ who created, everything was created by and for Him. Period. Period. And without that, there's nothing. And it did come back to me. Wisdom starts with the fear of the Lord. Remember that. And Jesus said, fear not him who can kill the body. He said, fear him who can kill the body and destroy the worm and send it into hell. So, the prosperity preaching is BS, and so is this. Well, what they mean by fear of the Lord is a reverential respect like you might have for your grandfather. Nah, it's in too many books. It's fear. Fear. Wisdom is fear. Fear me, saith the Lord. Fear me. I'll snuff you out. Fear me. It means he's going to abuse me? No. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do to me. It says, fear me. Right? What did the apostles say? Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Fear. The apostles had fear and trembling. The apostles. And they were drawn and quartered, crucified upside down, all kinds of stuff. But put 10% in that hat and all your needs will be met. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Talk to me some more. But I won't throw no names out because I can't find a church to go to. Because we don't even talk about money. I can't even get them to say to me, I say, why in the hell is church on Sunday morning? Except for the reason just to get it the hell out of the way so I get the rest of the day to myself. When the Sabbath was on the day God rested, and God did not rest and then create. God created and then rested. So why are we trying to call the Sabbath the first day of the week when nothing had been created yet? And man was not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath for man, to give him a day of rest and reflection. So, hey, I'm out. Talk to you later.